Okay. We shall now be live. Hello everyone and welcome to yet another Arknights live stream. Of course, today's live stream is going to be focusing on... Yes, W. Anyway, so today's stream is going to be focusing on SSS, the new set of SSS maps, or the 5th one. I think this is the first time I've really noticed that they really emphasized on the numbering of the SSS rotations. But here we are.
Tired? No, it's peaceful here.
So before we get into that, we're gonna be doing a quick use of the base here. But I don't know how things are gonna go.
Somewhere that sunlight can never touch.
This could go in any way, shape, or form. But I did kind of look ahead to see what the theming was and what to expect. There is a difference between, it seems like, physical versus arts. At the same time, both bosses have something to deal with deploying operators as a debuff of sorts. Either by not allowing you to take out an operator or DP issues. So that's just from my brief look at when it came to the SSS maps.
Oh joy.
We'll see how they are in actual use case. Because I find that the last set of SSS maps, some of the mechanics were bullshit. That didn't really have any, like, easy, like, counter to them. You would think that with how long the game's been out, and with certain characters being available, that those characters would be counters, but they completely shut down those counters because they want to make it hard. So, here we are with the next set of SSS maps. You can debate upon it if it actually is hard or not, but from my experience, the fact that they shut down use case of certain operators, I find to be really stupid. So, we'll see when it comes to this SSS set of maps. Now, of course, I can talk about how that specific scenario is stupid. I've already talked about many times already about how I didn't really touch SSS. In the last 2 months, I have not touched SSS. Because there's no point in touching SSS map after essentially the first clear, the secret medal, and the emergency mode medal. That's it. After that, you're done. You are done with SSS after a certain point. Now you might be wondering, but that's a lie, you need it for the modules in endgame. Well, if you've been playing as long as I have, by now you should have enough materials that the only gatekeeping is the module data blocks, and you would need about over 1,000 of them to equal the amount of what you need to use for both of the other materials you can farm in SSS. Granted, you probably never go above 100 module data blocks to begin with, so you can kind of see where the issue lies. Unless you're a whale, even then, like, let's be brutally honest here, you're going to have eventually at some point the need to not farm SSS anymore. Aside from the very specific things I've already listed before, because you already have the necessary resources to the max, not taking into consideration that you can also get them from events. So it's like, what's the point of farming SSS after a certain point? I'm generally being serious when I say that. I even showcased whenever we were working on modules, and I was showcasing how much you use and the amount I had. It's like, it's very obvious that the amount that you need to use pales in comparison to the amount you need to farm. And the fact that you quote-unquote need to farm it is bullshit. You do not. After a certain point, after about maybe over a year worth of daily, monthly farming, you don't need to farm anymore. Because the amount of you need versus the amount of Dockbots you need is so skewed against you. And the fact that it's like, after a certain point, you just don't need to farm anymore. Mathematically speaking as well, you don't need to farm anymore. And that kind of leaves the point of what's the point after going further with such a security service? Aside from those few things. And that is why I personally believe why Hypergriff realized already that something needs to be changed, which during the 4.5 anniversary latest CN live stream, they already addressed that to an extent. They didn't really actually fix it or dealt with it in any way, shape, or form. They just did a, oh, hey, you can auto-farm it now. Right at the point of, what's the point even doing SSS anymore if you're just gonna have it auto? There's ways they could go about it in the future, but they haven't really addressed that specific issue, where the fact that you're just gonna be like mountains and mountains of piles of the other resources aside from that module blocks, and there's no point after a certain point, so why bother? You could argue missions as well, but I'm gonna be brutally honest, some of these are just not really worth trying to get, brutally speaking here. So I do not see some of these missions actually being worth it. I mean, yes, freebies, sure. But while the Asian community has the dumb, what's the word, monkey mindset of it's free. It's free, you get free, get it. It's like, bro, like, there's no point. There's just no point after a certain point. You're just doing endless, mindless stuff. Endlessly. There's nothing after a certain point, and there's no point in using it if you have millions of that item, and you never use it to begin with. It's kind of like the whole, like, RPG thing, where you have all of these resources, but you get them, and you're like, well, I need to save them to use them after another point, but you never do. And that's the best point I could say, show off right here, is that's kind of the same mindset of what's happening right now. You need to farm these resources, but you're probably not going to use all of them after a certain point because you don't have enough data blocks. It's stupid. It is realistically stupid to continue farming SSS after a certain point. End of story. Now, granted, doing, again, secret medals, first clear, whatever, understandable. But after a certain point, there's no point. You can try to make your argument as best as you can, but with my experience, with where I am, the resources that I have, the one that I've been playing for pretty much consistently over the last almost 4 years at this point, there's just no point. Anyway. I don't know which I'm going to do. I usually do the top one first anyway, so that's what we're going to do. Nomadic Border Town Noise Correction Band. Hearing melodies haunts a Lithuanian border town, disrupting the noise correction band's plans to perform there. Investigation reveals unusual grim art surrounding the town and spreading dissolution beyond its borders. To keep their performance on schedule, the band has called upon Rhodes Island for help, uncover the truth, and restore harmony to melody. Okay. Now, from what I understand, this boss is quote-unquote easy. Don't know if that's gonna be the case or not. It takes damage from squeaking sounds when you destroy them, but that's kind of its whole gimmick, is working around that, and eventually it'll give you an item that pretty much just says, fuck you to your DP, and you have to deal with it in any way, shape, or form as fast as you can. It is also melee arts, as a combination of both. But even though it says it takes reduced damage, I feel like you could probably destroy the stats really quickly. Okay, so we already talked about earlier before about like what's expectable or expected to come back. The Vanguard one came back. It's a little different though. So it seems like you could give stats to someone else. I'm not gonna worry about it. Pinnacle Insights with transferring right labs. This one's kind of stupid. This one, I'm gonna be brutally honest, kind of similar to the Casimir's one, but it's a little bit different as well. Overall, I'm not that interested. It's kind of like a okay, come on. And then Sound Recording Amplifier. Allies deal 20% more physical damage. This is where the whole difference between physical and arts kind of comes into play. This one, you do more physical damage. The other one, you do more arts damage. For this one, allies deal 30% more physical damage. Passive effect doubled when directly behind a sound recording amplifier. Always appears in the deployment area zone at the start of battle. After deployment, records the highest single instance of damage taken when defeated. Fires 5 projectiles forward, dealing 1% recorded damage as physical damage. Now, I don't know how this is, personally. Like, I don't know. Is it like, over time, HP decreases? Or is it one of those things that if it someone gets destroyed? The fact that you have to have it, and it seems like you do more damage when you're behind it. That can be interesting overall. Probably not the strongest buff we've gotten. It's a little gimmicky, but we'll try it out. And this kind of comes around to the idea of what is the best operators to use. I personally think this is one of those that long-range melee characters are going to do a lot better. So actually, snipers could work. Does it specifically say melee? Yeah, so technically, this could also work for snipers as well. I mean, let's be brutally honest here. Wizard with faster attack speed would literally melt through people. This is one of those weird instances where it's like, I might go with like a different setup because it just seems like that's the better play. And then it's just your usual choose whoever you want to choose type deals. I don't know what would be the best option to go with in this instance. We're gonna go with one Vanguard, and then we might go with like a lot of guards here, just because in general I feel like having physical damage is going to be like a really good idea. Nightingale, Effia. I guess I could do Gnosis. Granted, it should be physical, so I might go with Suzerain instead as a debuffer. I don't tend to go with Specialists. I feel like they're kind of the worst of the group. You're better off going with other things. Let's go with this, I guess.
We all have our roles to play. Use my abilities as best you see fit.
Music abruptly fills the ears of the visitors, woven with an unmistakable thirst for recognition. Okay. Generally, the beginning here is not going to be an issue. Let's just be really honest, unless you're a new player. But then again, you'll unlock this when you get your first module, which will take time anyway. Oh! Oh, that's kinda stupid? I thought it was one of those things that it buffs damage, not directly. Okay. I was kind of expecting something completely different, so let's be brutally honest here. It generally seemed like it was gonna be one of those,
Wow, looks awfully dangerous.
Just being out in the limit increases our status for attacks. Let's see.
Revenant's battling again.
817.
Filthy mouth. So you racked your brain and came
Still
up with
817.
here.
But yeah, I
Bravo.
think we are
The
doing
Revenant's
just straight up
battling
more
again.
damage anyway.
Son of a cunt's got
So you're
filthy
better off just completely and utterly ignoring it and just having it on the field. Even though it's interesting that it's a thing to begin with, I don't see the point unless it's only against the boss. Even then, that's just still kind of stupid regardless, but that's just me anyway. This one just suddenly seems like if the boss is gonna probably be like the only threat.
Picked out your bait yet?
And it's just gonna be like a nice little damage boost overall.
So you racked your brains. Now, wait in line. We got plenty for everyone.
Well, Chin Alter doesn't really do a good job with fast attacking. Wiz Alter, on the other hand, is a different story. Especially considering the fact that he does so much more damage than anything remotely close to Chin Alter. And her range is just so ridiculous, it's not even funny. I would still probably, depending upon the circumstance at hand, I might end up going with like a mixture of like multiple bolt snipers, and then, I don't know, we'll have to see what happens later on. And she's fast enough that she can almost permastall stun. But at least she'll be able to kind of permastall Snow down almost
Do you
too.
like my nails? Guess what I used to paint them.
Your stupidity. Thank you, W. Okay. Okay. The loom creaks and the scissors snip. Their morbid melodies clear and penetrating. More sneepers. And we'll go with horn. Okay. I could, I mean, no. I don't know. No, I don't have Gnosis. I'll probably have like a mixture of like two different characters, probably GG and Gnosis for the next one. Those two probably will completely destroy. Honestly, we could straight up just.
If you insist on being so stubborn, then prepare for execution. I was really hoping it wouldn't turn out like this.
I think going for a mixture of damage and speed is probably gonna be the
Show
best
me what
bet
you're
here.
made of.
Just because, yes, fast attacking speed Rizadel sounds fun, but her also being fast and not doing damage sounds even better.
For them, the bell tolls.
So she's gonna be similar to like GG in the instance of buffs. Probably I'd use her.
If you even can.
Oh yeah. You have fun.
The Revenant's battle is so focused on the ground. But have you forgotten to look above?
W makes a good point there. The enemies probably didn't take into consideration. Joking aside, let's kind of get things set up as a just-in-case scenario. I doubt we're gonna get into a scenario where that's the case. But, you know, we can always just be safe than sorry.
So you wrapped your brain. Who says there's always a countdown?
Also, that's gonna charge through her skills pretty quick, too. So it's like, you'd be kind of stupid not to use Rizadel. Like, Rizadel is one of those characters where it's like, yes, she would have probably been really shit if it wasn't for the fact that she does so much damage that it completely outperforms, Chin Alter. So that she doesn't have the same problem with Chin Alter where you just buff just speed and it's more of a hindrance. Not with Rizadel. Rizadel is like, I don't give a fuck. You could go all speed. Personally speaking, I think Caster and Sniper here is going to be the best bet.
The Revenant's battle. Now, wait in line. We got plenty for
Easy 20k damage with Suzerain.
Take a breather and tally up your losses.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny to think about how she completely destroys the main game, but not even take into consideration with SSS. Like, SSS here, I'm expecting her to just solo. Pretty much. Probably both emergency and normal. I could be wrong, because I don't know how the boss is, but that is my speculation at this current moment in time. Okay. More snipers. And then... I don't know. This one's kind of a hard one, because it's like, I'm thinking maybe I could do support. But, like, I feel like that's kind of irrelevant. I would like to have some, like, Gnosis levels or Suzerain instead of just a straight-up healer like Kyrkis in this instance, because you just want more tools at your disposal and the option to use them at any point than just straight-up healing. You can just bring a healer and do that. And so in this scenario, I wouldn't really go with Kyrkis at all, just because I would like something that brings more to the table than just healing. And that's kind of the issue with the Abjure class in SSS. Like, a lot of specialists I feel like are trash in SSS because of the fact of how they work and how specific they are. I just don't see the need or use case aside from, like, maybe a strict few, but even then, you're just better off doing other characters. This comes down to, do I want to go for another Vanguard? Not really. I think we have good enough Vanguards as is. We don't need another healer also, but at the same time, like, I would rather probably go for a guard, defender, or an archer at this point. I guess we'll go with Harmony for an easier chance to get casters, but I think this is kind of too much casters at this point.
Please double-check your protective gear. Also, remember to keep a safe distance from the lava and give regular status reports.
I know what I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
Yeah, that's fine. Go with Harmony first. It's kind of cool to see a character just kind of casually just continuously attack. That's usually slow, but I'm gonna do this.
Stop flailing about and do as I tell you.
Let's actually bring more characters in. Kind of annoying.
This
but that'll work.
Volcanic soot contains lots of originium particles. Let's not stay too long.
I know what I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
Okay.
Thus, I speak.
Okay.
Trash the mission
That could be enough here.
Do I need to repeat myself on the battle plan?
Actually, I'm probably gonna
Order
be
acknowledged.
safe here. The stun could destroy me.
Very well.
Ashes from volcanoes.
I mean,
They
could,
consume
but I highly doubt it.
enemies, then nourish.
Hey, skill, please. Good shit. Okay, yep, that's like probably one of the best ones to get. Put that over here, get her more medic so people don't die. Do thorns. Also, with Thorns' new module, it's gonna be pretty damn good. Because that's just gonna make him attack faster than he already is, on top of the fact of the poison effects. He's gonna almost turn this over to his side.
So you racked your brain and came up with a
That's
plan.
not what I do, but there we go.
そうすればお互い手間が省けるだろう。
And we got another one. Awesome. At this point, it's straight up overkill. But I'll take it.
This time,
So she should be,
we
yeah,
can make up
50%
for
less
the missing
damage.
data in the last report.
At this point, the enemies would have to be like CC levels above to get through. Just for the lols, I could do this. And it's perfectly fine, especially because it goes after the the Revenant Shadow. So, you know, that's just a little funny. Which I think is Sorcerer and the one healing it. I think so. We'll see how the stream goes, because there's a good likelihood that with how the boss mechanic works and not being able to, not actually playing it for myself because it's the first time dealing with the bosses, there's a chance I could lose on the first attempt because I don't understand how the boss works, or there's some little shenanigan with the boss that completely makes me lose. It's happened before. I look at the last set of SSS stages as a good example of just how stupid bosses can be in SSS. Even if on paper it should be simple. Okay.
Do you like my nails?
Pretty straightforward one. I would say Gnosis can work well in this set of maps, even though he's not gonna be like the best against the boss. He should be able to handle everything else pretty easily at +5 sniper. Okay. This one doesn't look too insane because it seems like everything goes this way eventually. There's a impossible pass to go through, so they have to go through this to eventually go through here. Again, usually by this point they do like 2 sets of lanes to the blue box, but they haven't done that yet. Okay, so Sound Absorb Boost. 4x effect when directly behind. Or, all enemies in attack range have minus 95 attack movement speed for 10 seconds after deployment. Both are shit! I don't really... Okay, so by the way, the only reason why I like this is it increases the 20% physical boost. These two focus on specifically the idea of using it to do damage and killing it. I'm not a big fan of that. I think that is just generally kind of meh, because it's not a consistent stat boost. I'm only really using it for it, and even then, I'm not really using it. So, yeah. Don't know what to really say here. I guess we could try to use the sound boost A, but overall, I'm not a really big fan of this stat. It seems like they're trying too hard to make it as like a useful damage tool, but I would rather prefer just a stat boost in some way, shape, or form at this point.
I do hope none of you turn on the waterworks anytime soon.
Oh.
戦いを避けられないというのなら、私も自分の弱さから目をそらさない。ここに立つのは私の使命。子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。
Acknowledged.
主の祝福があらんこと。福音が指先に集まる。
Okay.
綺麗な地形だね。
If you insist on being so stubborn, then...
On your command. 配置完了。子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。
For them, the bell tolls.
Roar. A word I've not heard in a long, long time.
Volcanic slip can
子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。
Same battlefield, different day.
Fear not! Here I come! I'll charge the weak spots!
Okay.
I wasn't supposed to act, but...
Waiting for them. The curtain of destiny.
What? Why? Yeah, like, look at his damage output. I don't have his module, by the way, obviously. At the same time, we just completely and utterly annihilated. Okay, yep. Thorns. Have fun, mate.
no place here. I'll send them away.
Okay, that's kind of annoying.
Wow, looks
Okay, at this point, I'm getting kind of annoyed at these enemies.
The Revenant's battling again. Son of a gun's got filthy mouth.
That would mean I would have to be a little careful later on in, like, the harder mode stages. Good shit.
The Revenant's battling. There's always a countdown. So you racked your brain and came up with a plan of plopping me here. Bravo.
Don't need to do that, but...
I wasn't supposed to sow the mountains when summer leaves the white dew. Seed the plains when equinox paints russet hue.
Interesting how that doesn't... He doesn't go back, but he loses the seed effect.
So you racked your brain. Now, wait in line. Plenty for everyone.
Completely and utterly overpowering the enemy, ignoring the mechanic.
Mission accomplished.
On top of a different game mode. Yeah.
はい。私が参戦したからには当然の結果です。これでもう誰もランデン修道院がラテラーノの飾り物だなんて思いませんよね。
Karen pose up, no, down. He ignores the voices shouting in his head, let's do both all at once. Oh my goodness. Okay. Booze and I guess I go with penance. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, so it seems like they're trying to focus on like the side event mechanics as well. Is this? Looks good.
出発する。敵を発見。
If you insist on being
Okay,
so
yeah,
stubborn,
okay,
then
okay.
prepare for execution.
We'll probably heavily focus on guards here.
Voice.
We can put a healer facing right.
Bullets, maybe. I'll give you some time to cry out in pain while I adjust my weapon.
It's not my wish to take lives.
We need to change to a different guard.
All those I have yet to abandon.
Very well.
I guess we could go Thorns. Yeah. And then Harmony.
Your command. Wow, looks awfully dangerous.
Okay.
You call me out for this?
Yeah, I guess I could do that. Oh, I could, but...
For them, the bell tolls.
Shoots.
What should I play with you guys?
Way too many ranged enemies here. We're gonna have to do that. These guys are just becoming an annoyance. We could go with the healer if she dies still.
So you racked your brain. Who says there's always a countdown?
Oh, shit, I want to use skill. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, game.
Order acknowledged.
That's annoying. I was trying to use skill there, but the game's like, oh, you want to click on the gramophone. No. Apparently I wasn't. But, okay, game.
Seize the moment. Sense deprived by Ember.
Good shit, hold here. Okay. Well, that one is gonna be like a clusterfuck of shit happening, but not bad. As you kind of see, like, Thorn's module kind of makes him like a deadly like DPS threat. It increases attack by a lot. Falling pieces may cause extreme discomfort for some. Beware the howling corp count and his squeaky gamophones. I do not know what to expect, so I could lose, even though I have power. That's the thing I always say, is that no matter what, how good of operators you can, if you don't understand what happens in the map, you're screwed. That's just how things go. Also, we have the module for Chongyu. I don't know when they're gonna release IS-5 because we still, like, CN is still currently in their IS-5, which is generally not the case. What generally happens is that we're using two different integrate strategies most of the time.
Speaking of which, what was our objective again?
毒薬の準備が整いましたわ。幻覚が見えるかしら。我が三つ息が汝に死をもたらさん。
I should have done a faster, but whatever.
Freeze!
一步也不会退后。
You'll pay for that. You'll pay for that.
Also, no Vanguards is kind of annoying, because I know Vanguards are going to be useful.
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain. You'll pay for that.
I'm listening.
Alright, guys! Let's make some noise!
Don't. Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
I wasn't supposed to wrench and bone bear weeds.
Okay.
Lands and
Frustrated noble who rules over a town on the borders of Lithuanian. Attack increases when creaking sound is on the battlefield. He takes 2 damage when seeking sound is destroyed. He does not deploy. The DP is reduced by 1 every 2 seconds. If deployed, the count Crimson gains increased attack and it takes 20,000 true damage when this unit is defeated.
I wasn't supposed to act.
いつでもいけるよ。ロック18号最大出力。
Many intellectuals must join a battle before penning a decent turn.
Fear not! Here I come!
Better use your staff.
こちらロックロック。
I'll charge the weak face me!
Oh, what? Why are you not taking damage? What the fuck? Oh, so it's only when he's... Okay.
Order acknowledged.
Interesting.
Acknowledged.
Don't. You can't hide your fear.
I would like to get certain characters going.
I know what to do. Don't order me around.
If you're really incapable,
動き回るな。そうすればお互い手間が省ける。
I'll plant you into the soil to grow anew.
You can't hide your fear. I know what nothing can mask.
動き回るな。そうすればお互い手間が省ける。
ロック18号最大出力。
I need you out.
Mission briefing. I know what you want. The Revenant's battling again. Son of a cunt's got. So you wrapped your.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but W just completely destroys its boss. But I didn't even need to worry about that. Okay, I need to do something here. I need to empty my inventory because that kind of actually... I understand the boss mechanic. The boss mechanic is actually very simple. Way simple than usual.
I'm just here for
Even without an actual healer.
So you wrapped your.
1 bar of HP, but generally like an easy character to deal with. Is an interesting decision for a boss. But you can still do damage, but doesn't really matter anyway. Like, I'm not saying like results is necessary. I don't believe that, so whatever. This is one of those bosses where it's like, I understand what they're going for, and it's really just kind of comes down to focusing on an area to do a lot of damage at once, at the same time, healing. Who wants fast speed? I guess you. And now remember, this is without a proper healer.
Mission accomplished.
Shield is just enough. Barely enough, but enough. Okay. That was perfect, true, secret, no leak run. Okay. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I was expected to be, like, a lot more difficult. Yes, I used Walter, but, like, Walter was, like, used at the end. And it's, like, the boss mechanic itself... Let me move this over here. Taking a screenshot so I could get that over with. More later on for SSS medals. But overall, I'm just gonna say, SSS Lithuania. There you go. Okay. Overall, even without Walter, this one's actually, like, very straightforward and easy to the point where it's, like, I would expect it to be a lot more difficult, but I can understand now why people said this was easy, because you could just focus on the middle. It's just the fact of, if you're not have enough DPS, I feel like even with the characters we have, like, it's gonna be easy to get the DPS. I feel like the last 2 SSSs were way more difficult than even this one. Well, at least with this boss specifically. So it's like, I think I understand what they're doing. This one doesn't seem like they're trying to make it difficult, and I don't know their thought process a lot of the time, or what they think is difficult or not difficult. But this one is more or less not that bad, because it's like the only time you can really do a lot of damage or deal with the whole thing, like, you have to continuously deal with it. But overall, isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Okay, first, clear the rewards. Module data blocks are the most important thing. I have 500. I barely used 60 for the modules released with episode 14. And I have over 1,500 for sure. This is why I kind of say, like, the amount I just showed you is too much. Especially with the amount of data blocks you have. I'm sparingly using my module data blocks. If I use all of them right now, I barely would put a dent into the other 2 resources. So that's why I don't farm after a certain point. We're not going to go to emergency mode all the way instantly. We are going to first focus on the other one, Dossless Commercial Plate. Now, I think this one's probably going to be the more difficult of the 2. But anyway, to capture the unruly creatures used for its latest marketing campaign, Box Inc. deployed its new and massive claw machine. However, after sabotage by a competitive machine has gone haywire, is moving forward. Dossless Commercial District. Oblivious to the danger, residents think it is a rehearsed performance. Boss Inc. has called on Rhode Island to save both the residents and their reputation. Now, I feel like this is going to be a difficult one anyway, just straightforward, because of the map layout and how it is. Like, this map layout, the fact that you have to probably have, like, stuff to put operators on. alone is going to be annoying to deal with. Granted, it seems like this is also in the same spirits aside, I guess that's been aside from stage 4. Like, there is, I guess, multiple paths in this one compared to the other one. Now, the boss is interesting because there's a really unruly creature, but the thing is, there's a greedy catcher. Loads upon non-leader enemies inside as passengers, max 5, throws 1 passenger when attacking. All passengers are unloaded when this unit is defeated. Attack and defense and HP are greatly increased when passengers are loaded. When the other enemy that's related to this, the really unruly creature, is loaded, it pretty much stuns and can't pick up any passenger and unloads all of them, and it's stunned for some time. When it stops moving, it significantly increases its attack range and attack speed for its duration, and immediately draws several nearby enemies to its location. Redeem Prize binds the operator with the highest attack, preventing him from attacking and using skills until this unit leaves the battlefield. Places an really unruly creature and Sticky Prize in the deployment's rating zone when effect expires. So this one's interesting because it seems like they kind of want you to attack this boss whenever you get people down instead of just usual raiding and scene type deal. This one is, I think, is going to be the more difficult of the two, just because of the fact of its mechanic of completely nullifying what you can do. You know, Arts Resonant Energy Field. I already know the other two, so we're not going to go over them. But allies deal 50% more arts damage for every cast operator currently deployed. Inflicts 10 to 80% arts fragility to all enemies in attack range. Effect increases over time. So this time around, the mechanic is more favored for casters and arts damage in general. I guess we go for those 3 for attack speed increase. But Golden Glow, Ephia, Lan, Yobe, Lizai, Rock, Harmony, Estima, Ifrit. Like, this one's gonna be like use pretty much all the casters in the world. Reed Alter, Sabi Saria S3 as an option. I guess we could try to use Veritosa. I was thinking Gnosis, but I don't know if the boss can be... I probably should look into that. Saria S3 and 2 S3.
You tell me your ends. Just don't ask me my means.
I don't want to necessarily leave the mission, but I don't know if the enemy is freeze immune. I would assume the enemy is not freeze immune. This might be a mistake because I can't look at the boss again. But we're gonna bring Gnosis.
I just completed my experiment.
And we're gonna bring Cerner.
I am within my rights to oversee and bring up my own opinion on your command.
It is not freeze immune. Interesting. Okay, so looking ahead here, I think I have plans on how to handle it. But let's go back to beginning here. So we're probably gonna bring more. We're gonna probably bring some vanguards, and we're probably going to bring in some archers and work with Gnosis, assuming that's the case. But we are definitely going a lot harder on arts. Maybe we could have gone with like a ambusher. Probably gonna use this team up, yeah. Just a sec while I do something here quickly. Ara, boys. Oh, you can put this anywhere. Does it? Okay, so it does damage over time. Gotcha.
If you insist on being so stubborn, then prepare for execution.
Interesting. So you get it back. Okay. So you can essentially power through the boss really quickly. Gotcha.
An improv from us. Operation commencing.
Some reason we have Casimir's Knights. This one I think is probably going to be a lot better than the other, even though it's like in theory it's done a lot of time you can use it. I guess if done in the right way, it could be an easy way to do a crap ton amount of arts damage.
Thus I speak.
Okay.
All right, time to pack up my gun. Mission complete, Doctor. We achieved victory just as planned, so there shouldn't be any post-mortem work required, right?
Bent on catching those unruly creatures, Boxing transitioned a very handsome city-wide bounty. Rumors have speak of a secret weapon. Okay. I guess we'll go with Myrtle. I guess we'll go with Saga. Like, that's the only option we have for you. I mean, I could go... Yeah, I guess I enjoy. Ninja can do arts with us too, and I can also use her for buffing. So technically that would actually be a better choice.
Let's go! I'm here to help!
Alright, it's my turn.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
If you insist on being so stubborn, then prepare for execution.
Wow, looks awfully dangerous. You call me out like this? I have to get serious now. Nakasero!
Okay.
Kanyo. Gather around, guys! The Revenant's battle. Who says there's always a countdown? Let's
Dude,
put
you
them
out.
6 feet under. Most are all gone. You want to talk? Too late for that. Whew, almost. Gather around me, guys!
I don't think I'm going to worry about it too much.
It is your tyrannies that fuel this flame. Most are all gone.
I'm surprised there isn't anything from the right side yet. There we go.
Got it. Shadow. Got it. I'll be careful. There's always a countdown. The Revenant's battling again. Son of a cunt's got filthy mouth.
Okay. Nothing much else to note here. I guess you could probably bring out Chu or Saria.
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain.
The Revenant's battle is so focused on the ground. But have you forgotten to look above? Nothing can stop me. So you wrapped your brain, poor little guy. It's your unlucky day. So you wrapped your now, wait in line. We got plenty for everyone. Oi, you're dead mate.
Good shit. Okay.
To drive them away with fire is easily done. But if
we're to ensure they'll never come back to hurt us, then a fire is not enough.
Prize claim. No. Next. Not this either. Next. What did you say? You can catch them all with this machine? Okay. For Mill. Firewatch. We're gonna need to get a bit more snipers out. We're gonna try out Gnosis. Don't know how well it's gonna go, but we'll try them out.
Firearm check.
I'm here to help. 俺はここで待ってる。Almost we're counting on you again today, little apple.
Chill, everyone. I'm
毒薬の準備が整いました。この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますので。
Down, down,
Serious now.
I'll probably do a healer here. Healer SP can go pretty quick.
Trash the mission briefing. I know what you want. A solo. To you. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Oh, man.
The concert may begin at any time. I'm prepared to fight.
Okay. Good shit. I also gotta take into consideration GG as well.
It's time to make an example. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do that.
I'll do my best. Whew, almost got it around, you guys. I'm so
Okay, not as lucky, but I mean, it's not the worst in the world either, so.
On your command. 地獄の豪華。いつでもいけるぜ。悪くないのダメだ。You're the best.
Thus I speak.
We're counting on you again today.
Thus I speak. I guess we'll do that. You down for the stat increase, but at this point we should be good.
I hear the elegy. I hear the elegy.
Okay. Just continue speeding up.
What tones are your souls in?
Good shit. Yes. Give that to you. That's overkill, but he's ready to go.
I'm so keep distance. There!
Okay. And by the way, we have yet to use the resonant energy field.
I hear the
I'll use my skill.
The curtain of destiny.
Can I get away from me, please?
Mission accomplished.
Good shit.
やるじゃねえか。もしシラクーザに生まれてたら、あんたは間違いなく凄腕のハンターになってたぜ。
Rumors of a big giveaway have people flocking to the streets, but why are there fewer and fewer people around? Okay. Now let's see what these two do. A, passive effect upgrade. Your characters deal 25% more arch damage for every caster currently deployed. Or B, recovers 1,500 HP for every enemy defeated in attack range. Interesting. I think either or could work, but I'm gonna try to say A. This one definitely feels to be the more better of the two different maps. It's like, I guess the last one you don't get as good of a buff because the bosses are harder. I mean easier, my bad. So this time around the boss is not as easy, so you get like a better buff.
Let's go! Good scenery here, Doctor.
ご安心くださいまし。この毒は移りませんから。即戦即決にしよう。
Whew. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
これより索敵を行う。Forward. Hey, 天気だね。了解した。援護する。
Operation commencing. Trash the mission briefing. I know what you want.
Yielding is not an option.
So you wrapped your brain. Now, wait in line. We got plenty for everyone. I'll be careful. So you wrapped your brain and came up with a plan of plopping me here. Bravo.
War. A word I've not heard in a long, long time.
Okay. So many casters, so many healers, not enough snipers. Great. Fudge.
わかりました。
地獄の豪華。
For them, the bell tolls.
Professor?
That works, actually. Do that. So he should be at 5. GG, it's time to roll, bro.
Let's put them 6 feet under, please. Trust in me.
Do that. Put you down. And now GG is maxed out.
Time to help everyone out.
Super senior armored militant. Yep. When are we gonna face like super faster mercenary dude? Still have yet to actually face one. Because it's like, it was available like really like a long time ago, and then they just kind of like stopped. And we get W again! Okay. Was alter. I don't think it's necessary, but it's there. Okay.
Mission accomplished.
Good shit.
まだまだです。あなたなら素質もありますし、今よりもっとできるはずです。決して現状に満足してはいけませんよ。
Okay, 5 out of 6. To say it's for today only. Don't miss it. The one at the head of the crowd disappears before he could finish his sentence. I like these. I like this one a lot. In terms of, like, there's shit happening in the background. Yeah, we'll do Silver Ash, and I guess we can do weapon holes. There we go. The game just took a bit there. I really need to get the modules going. I'm just poor. And that's it. Like, I'm trying to go for Logos next. I could probably do Silver Ash here shortly. I could probably do it now if I really wanted to. But the issue with Logos is, trust. So that got him kind of like in a weird position. He's, like, falling behind compared to most of the characters, aside from, like, technically, Silverlight Eterna is further even more behind. Actually, I find the Silverlight Eterna to be an interesting, character, by the way. I just want to mention that real quickly.
Professor. You just focus on giving orders.
Oh. You don't tend to see, Ursurus. Oh, this could get really bad really quickly.
I wasn't the clear skies for teaming, rain clouds for Koyu.
Okay,
Let's
insist on being so stubborn, then
We can make this a
prepare for
5.
execution.
いい天気だね。ロック18号、アタックシーケンス起動。I'll be careful. A solo to you.
We can boost her attack a little bit. Put you down.
The comfort, liberty, and sunlight all around us. Your lives
There you go.
are mine to protect. Alright, it's my turn. Your lives. Now we connect.
Very well.
Gnosis for sure. Maybe GG.
Let's put an end to this as soon as possible.
I'll do my best. 行くよ。
We can do one more set of characters here.
任せろ。On your command. Come on, get away from me, please.
I speak. Yes. You definitely can speak, mate.
Aber wie es scheint, wird das Publikum schon ungeduldig.
Do with one archer, and then Wizardell have fun.
Looks awfully dangerous. Please call me out for this. I'm so tense. Yeah. I'm so tense. The distance. There. Mission accomplished.
Okay. Now the fun begins.
Good, good. I had no idea you were so clever and learned. I was going to ask you help me make my atom, but with such a good head on your shoulders, I'm feeling a little bad now.
LT-6. Grab them all. Starting digit level 5. 3, 2, 1. The claw machine show begins. Okay. I'm kind of afraid because I really do not know how this is going to go down. Go for the defender, and then I guess I could go with Lu Xiao. Lu Xiao, we can go S2. I guess that works.
Alright, it's my turn. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
If you insist on being so stubborn, then Prepare
for execution. Yep. Okay. The secret weapon of box ink and the natural enemy of the unruly creatures. Looks like a claw machine. Max HP defense attack will greatly increase when loaded with an enemy. Okay, the show truly begins.
A solo to you.
I have to get serious now.
Down with it, Rod. Vermin. Down with it.
Suffering will come to rest.
Watch the shadow behind you.
I was really hoping it wouldn't turn out like this.
I have to get serious now. 僕がいるからこれ以上来るなら容赦しないからな。
War. A word I've not heard in a long, long time. Mose.com, you want to talk? Too late for that.
Acknowledged.
I would like to have more snipers in Gnosis, but I don't think I will.
Flesh and bone bear weeds, mounds and ruins.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
これより索敵を行う。
Art thou mine worthy enemy, or art thou naught but a jester?
Mose.com.
Huh?
Got it.
Why aren't you attacking? Oh, because of the mechanic. Got it. I getcha.
Vorsicht vor Musik auf dem Schlachtfeld. Vor allem, wenn du es mit
Gotcha.
Leitania zu tun hast.
指令を照準。
Hinfort aus meinem Kopf.
Gather around, guys.
The concert may begin at any time.
Suffering will come to rest. ご安心くださいまし。おいしい。
Good shit.
It's my turn.
おいしい。
It's my turn. Just who are you weaklings going to stop like that?
I have to get serious now. Whew, almost dozed off. 配置完了。
Your lives are mine to protect. This endless burn. You needn't burn.
Oh shit. Yeah, put you out. Then put you out.
For them, the bell tolls. I hear the period.
Not too bad. I thought this would be a lot worse, but like, you can easily do damage against him. And he really just attacks way too often, in my opinion.
Magma will dredge up originally in veins. Keep your distance.
That's my thought process anyway. Overall, not as bad of a boss as I thought it was gonna be.
You racked your brains and came up with a plan of plopping me here. Bravo.
I guess we'll do this.
Time to help everyone out.
And then, what is you right now? The rapport. I guess it really even doesn't matter anyway. We could do like this and then you.
If you're really clear skies for team, rain clouds for Korea.
If we need to, we can switch to Gnosis, but at this point, yeah, we're good. We're good. We're GG. These bosses weren't as difficult as like the last set and the last set before that. They generally seemed a little too easy. Like, I wasn't even really doing the most damage with like the meta characters. I mean, yeah, it depends on how you view Virtuosa and that meta, but I was also using
Suppress them. Solidify.
This may be a little hot.
I was straight up using Evan Holes as well and just doing necrosis damage. Like, there was freeze as an option, but even then I didn't really get around to.
Ashes from volcanoes. They consume and erase, then nourish and propagate. What would you as bright as gold?
What are you planning? Thy pleas falleth upon deaf ears.
So the mountains when summer leaves a white dew. Seed
Okay.
the plain.
やるじゃねえか。もしシラクーザに生まれてたら、
Good shit.
あんたは間違いなく凄腕。
Both times, no leaks, perfect clears. Way easier than, I would say at this point, this is probably the easiest SSS. I'd probably say it's easier than 2, 3, and 4. For sure. Not even counting the fact that, yes, Logos, Wizardel exists. But I was mostly using characters that weren't just those. I mean, sometimes I was using them. The mechanics that are in this, I just feel like these bosses aren't as difficult, especially with 4. 4 was insane. 4 was insane, mostly because of the Mecha Gorilla. The drones weren't as bad, but I think Mecha Gorilla was probably the most difficult or close to most difficult, just because of how easy it was to get stacked up with attack and just be able to wreck through operatives really quickly after a certain point. Especially if you just didn't fully understand the mechanics and what they were trying to do with it. But, like, comparing that to now, it's like, what the heck happened to, like, last 4 months? So they're like, oh shit, we made too hard of a SSS boss, we must make it somewhat difficult, but not that difficult at all? Don't know. I really don't know. But, regardless, I mean, I guess it's not too bad of a thing if it's not that difficult, I guess. I guess for newer players, it's not that bad. But that also means that we can get through this quicker and then just completely forget about it for the next 2 months afterwards. Like, I could probably finish everything today's stream and just ignore the next 3 months. Because that's just the situation I'm in right now. By the way, I'm mostly referencing the fact that the materials that I have at this point, I need data module blocks, not the other two, because you can farm the other 2 resources during events as well. So it's not like you desperately needed them. Like, at this point, I don't. That's why I can skip months afterwards. It's the data blocks that I need. And at this point, I could save next month for challenge mode, but I still have resources to farm. This is one of those weird scenarios where it's like, I could do another clear on stream, but I could also just completely wait until 4 weeks from now and focus on emergency. I could just do that. I can neglect the 20 data supply sticks and the 4 data supplement instruments, completely ignore them, and wait until next. So I guess since we're at it, we can do emergency mode. We'll do one emergency mode, and then next week is going to be really easy. Enemy res increases according to the danger level. Starting danger level increased. Okay, that's not like an issue at all. We have flashbangs, which is fair enough. This doesn't really matter. Like, any of these don't really help me out, in my opinion. We'll go for this, I guess, just for the natural stat increase. Well, we're just gonna do the same strategy as before. And since we don't have to worry about losing, we can completely go through this. And if we lose one, that's fine. There is no secret medal. We're doing a perfect clear on emergency. You can do that for the normal difficulty. I will always say that when I'm doing SSS, for those that are unaware of the secret medals and the fact that that's how they work, is it's just perfect clear of that specific set of maps. You can get it for emergency, but from my opinion and thought process, it is not necessary. We're gonna just have this out just because we can. Overall, these set of SSS maps have a clear, like, focus of... There is a bit of, deployment shenanigans, but not as bad as past SSS maps, because there were definitely way worse past SSS maps. Trust me on that. Yeah, actually, you're not helpful. So, because of that, and the fact that there's a clear, like, you want to do physical for the Lithuanian map, you want to do arts for the Dawsless map, that's the general theme of these SSS. And clearly they went really hard on that with the emergency. I have to check with the emergency on Dawsless, but my guess is that the defense is going to greatly increase with that one.
Thus,
I speak.
Trash the mission briefing. I know what you want.
Spring breeze, timely rain.
So it's funny that they have that. It doesn't really matter because both sets of stages, like, range is gonna be superior regardless. I mean, yes, melee has a lot of melee good operators. Same thing for us as well, but I mean, you can also do true damage, I guess. I think true damage can be the hilarious third middle ground option. But because of how things are, I don't think it's absolutely necessary to worry about that.
The Revenant's battle is always so focused on the ground. But have you forgotten to look above? So you racked your brain and came up with a plan of plopping me here. Bravo.
That's perfectly fine. We've gone through all three of the oh! Okay. It's been a minute. I think we did get a reset, though, since there's no one recuperation. No. I think it just resets the bombs. Stun bombs. Overall, that's like the only difficulty increase of this that I feel like is gonna screw us over, if anything screws us over. Is straight up the fact that we can waste the DNA things for characters. To get characters, and that's kinda just it. But I personally don't think that's going to be enough to screw us over, especially if you have a game plan in mind.
I wouldn't have figured out how to resolve such a complicated conflict by myself.
Go with Cutter. Great. Gray is literally just there for the boost. That's it. Like, all these casters are just there so that we can get, like, a more attack and SP for sniper buffs. Than just sniper buffs.
The sound of the wind in the barrens. Far too familiar.
狙いはバッチリ
Picked out your bait yet? Don't better use your staff.
おわっちご安心くださいましこの毒は移りませんリラックスして
I think the most difficult stage that it seemed like we were kind of getting a little yikes on was, Ash 5 of this map.
They have yet to remember what to fear.
Roar. A word I've not heard in a long, long time.
Better use your staff.
All right. In our current situation, a complete sweep would be the most efficient solution.
こんなところで足をひねらないようにしないと
War never changes.
Don't you can't hide your fear.
Yeah, if it ain't obvious enough, don't use arts. We're definitely gonna have to focus on, like, a pure caster standpoint later on with Thorns. I think Thorns is, like, the best middle ground operator.
I know what to do. You can't hide your fear. Don't. Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
So you wrapped your brain now wait in line we got plenty for everyone
Just so we can speed this up.
Don't keep me waiting. I know what you can't hide your fear.
Okay.
もしかするといつか私の刀でも
I think we're, like, really close to maxing out here for the at least sticks.
それは今
I think it's, like, level 3 that we're at maxed out. Okay, who are we gonna go with? Spectre. And I guess we'll go with Cantabile. We'll go with S2. I think S2 is a better option for this. Just because, like, with the deployment on, that's only then and that's it. Unless they're doing that, like, at the very start and then switching out with someone else. But then at that point, you want to be as necessary or great. So.
矢はつがえてあります
Picked out your bait yet? I know what to do. Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
視界力このリズムは今にぴったり主の祝福があらんことご安心くださいまし我が蜜液汝に死をもたらさん
day's timely rain. Now we sow the grain.
I hear morning star, the illumination of wisdom.
この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますね。
Okay.
配置完了。私の役目を刀を振るうこと。
Fear not! Here I come!
時間をかけるつもりはない。
いつでも行けるよ。ロック18号。最大出力。
I hear Hyrian.
Flesh and bone bear weeds. Mounds and ruins bloom fields.
That's a little too close for comfort.
でも行けるよ、ドクター。そろそろ私の出番。
That could have been way worse. This is a troll.
命令を。お前の攻撃は想定の通りだ。
We could probably put down different healers, I guess. So we could put you down and then put you down.
Volcanic soot contains lots of originium particles.
Es que puedes atraparme. Trash the mission briefing. I know what you want.
So
Use
you
a
wrap-
skill.
Says there's always a countdown.
Okay.
A flowing mass.
Soul River, the ferry of the other side.
Oh, wait! I just realized! Okay, that's cool. So, I guess the Gamma phones also include with his S3. So when he uses S3, even though it's for our allies, it's considered like a neutral party still. So its attacks slow down too. So that's actually kind of interesting.
If you insist on being so stubborn,
私たちならできます。はい。
Good shit. Awesome. So it's probably gonna do snipe. Okay.
わかりました。
Okay.
So you wrapped your poor little guy. It's your unlucky day.
Okay.
That's one more step in the right direction. Isn't
We are almost maxed out. Oh, I thought it was a 6 hour now first, but I guess not. It's the upgraded version. But it's here. The instruments. Okay, this is where things will get a little cheeky. Now, I could actually use the sound release as a, as like a way to, as a support. You might go with guards. I don't
ド
know.
ローンスタンバイ。ドクター、私が偵察に出ようか。
Do 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 do.
敵を発見。マークのウォッチャーチャップ。
想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と
Do
戻ら
that.
なくなることを。一个都别想过去。
Order acknowledged.
命令の都市が崩れていくのを感じる。
毒薬の準備が整いましたわ。おいしいキス。
Battlefields all around you. Where do you think you're running?
獲物を見つけました。幻覚 ashes from volcanoes. They consume and erase, then nourish and propagate.
想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。
幻覚が見えるかしら。
That's kind of nice.
Waiting for your morning star, the illumination of wisdom.
子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。
幻覚が見えるかしら。
Do I need to repeat myself on the battle plan?
Very well.
I'll take the lead. The rest is up to you guys.
敵を発見。私にこの矢は外れない気がする。
命令を都市が崩れていくのを感じる。
時間をかけるつもりはない。
This is gonna get where it's like a little tricky. I do want to kind of handle them.
The curtain of destiny.
I'm listening.
Waiting for Soul, the fairy of the other side.
Okay. 9-gallon Spectre, I guess.
This is
Put you down right here so the support. Wow. I'm kinda surprised a little bit that we're kind of showing this. Okay, so you, then you. That is one buff shoe.
Now we sow the grain.
Trash the mission briefing. I know what you want. So you wrapped your always so focused on the ground. But have you forgotten to look above?
And a lot of the SSS mechanics here kinda ignore the, like, mechanics of, like, the Lithuanian event here. Where, in theory, you would think that wouldn't be the case, but, like, you get, like, 2 SP per second. So it's, like, insane when you think about it. Because it's supposed to, like, you're supposed to be using the line to get SP as well as debuff the enemy, but SSS is like, oh, hey, you can completely ignore that by having characters that give SP. So it's like, you completely ignore it. Which is kind of like a cool little thing when it comes to the interactions with this event type and SSS. That's probably why they did it. Because you can kind of just ignore it to begin with.
Son of a cunt's got a filthy mouth.
Shit. Okay, the hardest stage coming up. Which I find funny that the boss isn't the hardest. I mean, I guess it could be the hardest if you don't have healers. But if you have, like, just one healer, you should be fine. You know, I might just go with the healer in this instance instead of, like, someone to do damage. Who do I want to bring? I guess we could do Femita. I'll go with S3. I think Toss is fine, so we'll leave. Okay. Really good loadout, to an extent.
Let's go!
We can do this instantly.
Speaking of which, what was our objective again?
Good shit. We'll do a healer here.
The battlefield.
And then we can do you.
Picked out your bait yet?
We'll bring out Scissoran.
I know what you can't hide your fear.
And there we go. Okay. Probably let things be for now. Oh, do that.
Doctor, my power is all yours now.
Okay, that was actually a lot closer than I wanted it to be. Okay. That should be good.
Here I come.
We can just put you here.
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow.
Okay.
For them, the bell tolls.
Yeah, and later on, this is where this would be the hardest stage because you want to put someone here to kind of have an easy time with the lines, but then you have these guys and more like anti-air coming in. And that's the only reason why this stage is the hardest, is that it's pretty much the fact of control of this one specific spot here.
Waiting.
Yeah, we can use a skill here.
The reversal of finality.
I'll charge the weak spot. Face me!
I guess I could put someone there.
Come from the depths of the ocean.
That works.
Trash the mission.
And put you down. There we go. We're good.
The Revenant's battle. Now, wait in line. We got plenty for everyone.
Humbly awaiting your grand joy unto me.
Oh, that was like a lucky cheap shot.
Acknowledged.
Okay, I do want you to not do that, sir.
Different day. Don't doubt eyes blinded by hatred.
Oh, she died. Oh, that's no bueno. Yeah. They didn't really even need to use shoes or W's skill. I mean, yeah, granted I did use her skill, but that was more or less just to get the turns out.
You did a better job than I imagined. The feeling of fighting in a squad. It's been a long time.
Mondo Mesto. Green. And I guess we'll go to, yeah. He is kind of just, not necessary. She's just there for the buff and all. Okay. As I said already, it doesn't matter if we get absolutely destroyed. All that matters is if we can, beat it. Just in general. We already did the perfect clear.
Please double check your protective gear. Also, remember to keep a safe distance from the lava and give regular status reports.
I hate what's happening here.
Volcanic soot contains
That's no bueno.
ご安心くださいまし。この毒はゆっくりとあなた方の命を蝕みますのよ。
信号を実現させた者が北総 M なのに君は気づいていない。
リラックスして。ゆっくり慎重に。主の祝福があらんことを。
Acknowledged.
Flowing Mag 前日支援システムオンライン。
Sure.
弓を引いて狙いを定めて放つ。Don't worry about me, Professor. Oh wow, looks awfully dangerous. You call me out for this? Locked and loaded.
Dun 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 dun.
Don't step into the shadows. See them isolate and beneath the tides.
Shit! Shit.
What? You've got time to take in the sights?
I need to do more healers. Fucking A. You see what I mean?
Target. Look, it's not my wish to take flight.
I'm listening.
Take you out.
Who will you choose to take flight?
You can't hide your fear.
Oh, you're not even maxed. What the fuck? I thought he was maxed. This is just not good.
Sights locked. Sorry, forgot to hold that back. Sights locked. There's no fluking between.
But that's fine. I think right now, in a weird way, this does work.
Order acknowledged. Seize the moment.
Fear not! There's no fluking between success. Sights locked. Anyone in front of me who still feels like blinking?
Don't keep me waiting.
Spring breeze, timely rain.
Now we try to sink your corpse into shadow. No one will.
Who's next? Boring. Sorry, forgot to hold that back.
Thus I speak. I hear the elegy. I hear them, but nothing.
If you'll really sow the mountains when summer leaves the white dew, seed the plains when equinox paints russet hue.
You can't hide your fear.
I'll charge the weak spots. Doctor, leap who's next?
Don't. Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
Good shit.
Waiting for your
It works. It's just that I was surprised that Rhodes Alter just kind of got instantly there. That just kind of showcased that we were like missing a crap ton amount of healing that even I wasn't expecting. But overall, still an easy boss.
I wasn't flesh and bone bare weeds. My better not your staff.
I'll charge the weak. Kick ass!
I hear hearing, the reversal of finality.
barely any damage. There we go. I kinda scuffed a little there. I mean, I was planning on using Resulta a lot more there, but Resulta also kinda got destroyed because of the damage output. And it is what it is. I just didn't have enough healers out, which is an easy remedy to do. But there we go. That was perfectly cleared emergency. Granted, that's only one medal just by clearing it by itself, which is fair enough. But there we go. We are literally like 3/4 done with this SSS, and we can wait until next month. I could finish it now and completely ignore the next 3 months afterwards, but I'm just gonna take it chill, and we're gonna save it for next month. We still have plenty amount of days left, and like, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I don't think these are that difficult compared to like the past several SSSs. So, yeah, I kind of already talked about it, that, like, there's a bit of a theming still going on with the SSSs, but the difficulty of these SSSs, especially with including Resulta and Logos, not bad, not that difficult. In fact, having, like, the crossless damage for both of them would actually be kind of, like, killer. But both of them would go down easily, just because of that alone. So, like, I could see Logos being kind of, like, the more better of the two, in a certain way, but at times I could see Rizdale. Granted, Logos wasn't really, like, you really shouldn't be using arts as much here, but Logos just does enough damage, and that doesn't seem to matter too much. So, that's a bit interesting to take in consideration, but granted it makes sense because arts is percentage-based, so it's probably one of those things that it goes so far. So eventually, if you have high enough arts, you're still going to be doing more damage than if an enemy continuously increases their defense because it's not percentage-based. So eventually, it'd be like arts would be a lot worse. I mean, defense would be a lot worse to increase stat-wise than res, depending upon what they consider. It's actually allowing arts damage to be a thing, you know? It just comes down to what the developers think, I guess.
Oh, joy. There's your face again, Doctor.
Anyway.
What a great start for the day.
Currently, with the co-op events, obviously there is the joint operation. I didn't really go too much into this. I think I did a little bit, but I didn't really go too much. All of these characters are actually good. This time around, this joint operation I think is actually worth going for. If you weren't saving for anyone in the near future, Miranar is really good, Jolie is really good, Kyuubi is really good, and Lin is really good, in my opinion, anyway. I think all of them have their strengths, and I think some of them can work well in your favor. Lin and Miranar I used in episode 14, episode 14, my bad, of the Inferno stages. Miranar, the most one I used, but Lin still has a really good use case in episode 14, especially with her AoE, and being able to stun with a kill, and the fact that just getting hit also gives her SP. Jolie is really, is like a better, Elagay, so, and it's not, I know that's not how you pronounce his name, but that's just how I do it around here. But I don't really have him, and I can't really say how well he would be in certain stages, so I can't say much with that. But I could definitely see some usage with Kyuubi, especially in episode 14. I know in future bosses to release, she's going to be really good, especially from what I heard with the 4th boss of IS-5, she's going to be really good against. So it's like, generally, all these characters have use cases right now and will be good in the future. So I would say this is pretty good banner. 5 stars, it's up to you how you feel about them. I use Rock from time to time. I've seen people use Adrena, Mr. Nothing's good in Ace 3. The others are up to you. Most of them are kind of meh. Like, Warmate doesn't really have much use case still. Akufuyu is probably the worst of the bunch, honestly. And then Black Knight is one of those very specific situations where it comes down to if you need the sleep. Okay. I think that's it when it comes to that. Lincoln Birch is also pretty good, and this is one of those that's like both of these sets of banners are pretty good in their own rights. If you really needed to get 6 stars, 6 stars, I guess. But overall,
Defender Noir Corn, reporting for
is there anything in the near future that you'd probably get? I guess the next event with Openness would probably be a high value target for people, especially with his S3. I personally like Codier, so it's like I can understand people saying he's good or liking him, but there's a lot of people that probably wouldn't think that way because he's the class he's in. So it's kind of like it's a weird scenario, especially because like his talents gives him HP when he gets hit, and in certain scenarios he can essentially be like better than Hodier against certain enemies. So like there is some advantages of using him over Hodier. Oh fuck, that's my mistake. I don't think that's a guarantee because I could probably change it to something different, but I wanted to do a guarantee 4-star there. Regardless, I'm still trying to go for more of the Phonos potentials. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for today's live stream. In about a month from now, we will continue on with the SSS Clears. I am going to end the stream off here. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe, /follow. Description below is Discord, so please go check it out. Aside from that, you guys know the drill. I'm Sigma11. Good on your summons, good on your Shrine team. Be safe and be healthy. And I will see you all in another live stream, which will let you guys know, as always, what I decide to do. Until then,